Let's do some exercise regarding vector addition, magnitude, and unit vector. So I have two vectors right here, vector A and vector B. They are two-dimensional because each vector has two components, and I would like to do the A plus B, 4A plus 2B, the magnitude of A and the magnitude of A minus B. So let's start with the plus. So first of all, we have vector A plus vector B. So all you have to do is you add the corresponding components. So that is a -3 plus 9, and then comma 4 plus -1. And then 9 minus 3 is equals to 6, and then 4 minus 1 is equals to 3. And then you put them inside an angle bracket, so that is the answer to the plus, and then the 4A plus 2B. So we have 4 times vector A plus 2 times vector B. So this one, the 4 and the 2, they are scalar multiple. So the 4 and the 2, we call them scalar multiple. So 4A, so that is 4 times vector A, -3 comma 4, and then plus 2 times vector B. So that works just like a distribution. 4 times -3 is 12, 4 times 4 is 16, and then 2 times 9 is 18, 2 times -1 is -2, and then you have -12 plus 18, comma 16 plus -2. So that equals to 6, comma 18 minus 2 is 14. So that is the answer to number 2. And then number 3, we are trying to find the magnitude of A. Oh, speaking of magnitude, some textbook they use one single bar, and some textbook they use a double bar for the magnitude. So be aware when you read different textbook, don't be surprised that when the textbook use a double bar. So the magnitude of A is the length of vector A. So all you have to do is you square each component. So that will be -3 square plus 4 square. So the magnitude of A is equals to 9 plus 16. That is 25. Take the square root of that. The length of vector A is 5 units. And then A minus B. So for A minus B, we do have to do some jobs for that. So first of all, let's clean up the A minus B. So that is equals to -3 comma 4, and then we do a minus 9 -1. So first of all, we take the -3 minus 9, and then we take the 4 minus, so minus -1. So that is equals to -12. Comma 4 plus 1 is equals to 5, and then we find the magnitude of that. So that is the square root of -12 plus the square of 5. So that is 144 plus 25. So 144 plus 25, that is equals to 169. They make the number nice for you. The square root of 169 is equal to 13. Alright, so that is the end of the first problem, and one problem is never enough. Let's deal with different types of vectors. So in the next problem, I have a different type of vector. So this one, I would like to do these 4 things again. So let's move the problem up a little bit. Oh, they actually don't let me move that. It's fine. It's totally fine. So in this problem, I would like to give you 2 different vectors. So vector A, I would like to give you 4i minus 3j, and then plus 2k, and then vector B, I would like to do 2i minus 4k. Okay, let's see. Oh, vector B, forgot the arrow. So the first one is A plus B. So we have vector A plus vector B. So that is 4i minus 3j plus 2k, and then you add 2i minus 4k. So since that is an addition, this parenthesis will be optional. So this works just like combining line terms. You have 4 plus 2 equals to 6. -3 do nothing, so that is stay as a -3. And then 2 minus 4 is equals to -2. And there you go. The job is done. And then the next one, we have a scalar multiple. 4 times vector A plus 2 times vector B. So that is 4 times that, 4i minus 3j plus 2k, and then plus 2, and then the vector B is 2i minus 4k. So you perform the distribution, so that will be a 16i minus 12j, and then plus ak, and then plus 4i minus ak. So we have 16 plus 4, that is equals to 20. Negative 12 do nothing, that stays as negative 12, and then 8 minus 8 is equals to 0. So that is the answer to the second subproblem. And then the next one is vector A again. Some textbook they use this as a magnitude, and some textbook they use double bar for magnitude. So this stands for magnitude. Magnitude means the length. Okay, so for vector A, so the length is you have to square each of those elements. So the first number is 4 square, and then the second number is negative 3 square, and then the third number is 2 square. So that will be a 16 plus 9 plus 4. So 20 plus 4 is the square root of 29. Let's don't bother to approximate that. So the length of vector A is equals to 29, and then for A minus B, so let's perform the A minus B. So A minus B, so this one will be 4i minus 3j plus 2k, and then you subtract the 2i minus 4k. So in this problem, in the minus, okay, I want to make the minus sign longer, minus 4k. For a minus problem, you do need to use a parenthesis in there because the minus belongs to the 2i and the minus 4k. So that is 4i minus 3j plus 2k, and then minus 2i plus 4k. All right, what is that equal to? 4 minus 2 is equals to 2. And then negative 3j minus 3j, and then 2 plus 4 is equals to 6. So that will be 6k. Of course, the job is not done. And then you find the magnitude of A minus B. So you have to square the 2, and then square the negative 3, and then square the 6. So this one you will get the square root of 49. So the answer is equals to 7. So that is the end of this big problem. And then in the next problem, what I have right here is I want to find a unit vector that has the same direction as the given vector. So I am looking for a unit vector, and clearly this is not a unit vector, right? I know it is hard to tell because this is your first time solving this problem, I assume. So let's find the magnitude first. So let's find the length, which is the magnitude. So that is the square of 6 plus the square of negative 2. What's that equal to? So that will be a 36 plus 4. So that is equals to 40. And then 40 is 4 times 10, right? So that will be 2 times root 10. So this is the length, right? And then is this equals to 1? So this is not equal to 1. That means the given vector, so this given vector right here is not a unit vector. Now, I have a simple question for you. We are taking a step back to elementary school. So let's say I have a number. That number is 10. 10 is not equal to 1. How do you make the 10 equals to 1? That's my question. 10 is not equal to 1. How do you make that equals to 1? There are two ways to do it. Either you divide 10 by itself, 10 divided by 10, or you multiply 10 by 1 over 10. That is equals to 1, right? So the given vector is not a unit vector. The length of the vector is 2 times root 10. So to make this becomes a unit vector, you have to multiply this vector by 1 divided by 2 root 10. Another way to say this is you have to divide the vector by 2 root 10. So when you do that, you have 6 divided by 2 root 10, and then comma negative 2 divided by 2 root 10. So this is a unit vector. So this one, if you don't believe me, you can do we can do a quick check right now. So that will be 3 divided by root 10, comma negative 1 divided by root 10, right? I don't think the textbook will want you to rationalize that. So what is the magnitude of this? So the magnitude is the square root of 3 over 10 square plus negative 1 over 10 square. So this one, you have the top is 9 plus 1. So 9 square plus 1 square, sorry. 9 square is 81. 1 square is equals to, not 9 square. 3 times 3 is 9. So you have a 9 plus 1 divided by 10 times 10 is 100. So this will be, wait, did I make a mistake right here? So that would be a 3 times 3 is 9, 1 is 1, so the bottom is 100. Then you have a 10 divided by 100. I must make a mistake in somewhere. Okay, let's go back to check. So we have 2 root 10. I'm pretty sure 2 root 10 is 5. And then you divide the original vector by 2 times root 10. So 6, 2. You got a 3, and then negative 2, 2. You have a 1. And then you square that. Oh, ha ha ha. Here. I was doing this way too fast, right? So square root. All right. So square root, then this will be just a 10. Then this will be 10 divided by 10. Then that will be the square root of 1. Then that is equals to 1. Okay, now I am fine. Moving on to the next one. So the next one, let's find the length. So what is the length equal to? So the length is equal to 8 square plus 1 square, negative 1 square, and then 4 square. What is that equal to? You have a 64, right? Plus 16 plus 1, so that is equals to the square root of 81. Then we get a 9, so 9 is not equal to 1, right? So the given vector is not a unit vector. And then how do you make 9 equals to 1? So all you have to do is, whatever vector you have right here, you have to divide the vector by 9. So another way to say this is you multiply the vector by 1 over 9. So that will be 8 over 9i minus 1 over 9j, and then plus 4 over 9k. So that is the answer that you are looking for. This is a unit vector. So let's do a quick proof. So the square, we have the square root of 8 over 9 square, right? And then plus 1 over 9 square, and then plus 4 over 9 square. So what do we have in the denominator? 9 times 9 is 81. So the top is 8 square plus 1 square plus negative 1 square plus 4 square. So it's 64 plus 16. So that is 80. 80 plus 1 is 81. So that is equals to 1. So that's why that is a unit vector. And that is the end of this problem. And we have one problem left right here. So that problem is find a vector that has the same direction as that, but the length must be equal to 4. Okay. Is this a unit vector? Let's see. So the square root of 6 square, right? 6 square plus 2 square plus negative 3 square. So that is equals to 6 times 6 is 36 plus 4 and then plus 9. So that is 49. So this is equals to 7. Not the length is not equal to 1. This is length not equal to 1. So we don't have a unit vector, not a unit vector. But are we looking for a unit vector? We are not. We are looking for the length is equals to 4. So now let's bring this down to elementary algebra. 7 is not equal to 4. How do you make the 7 equals to 4? So the first method is, for the 7, you want to get the 4, right? First, you multiply the 7 by 1 over 7, or you divide 7 by 7. And then you multiply the product by 4, then that is equals to 4. So what you have to do next is, you have to take this vector. You have to take this vector, which is 6, comma 2, comma negative 3. First, you have to multiply by 7. No, not multiply by 7. You have to divide that by, multiplied by 1 over 7. Then you have 6 over 7, 2 over 7, and negative 3 over 7. And then we are not done. And then you have to take that, multiply by 4. So 6 over 7, 2 over 7, negative 3 over 7. Then you have what do you have right here? You have 24 divided by 7, 14 divided by 7, and negative 12 divided by 7. So this is the answer to this question. And then so this one, the length must be equal to 4, right? Let's take a look. We have the square root of 24 divided by 7 square plus 14 divided by 7 square plus negative 2 divided by 7 square. Alright, so the bottom is 49. What goes to the top? The top is 24 square. 24 square is 576. And then 14 times 14 is equals to 196. And then 12 times 12 is 144. So you have 576 plus 196 and then plus 144. So that is equals to the square root of 916 divided by 49. So take that divided by 4. (24) times 24. Did I do the math right? 916. Okay, so let me double check because I don't see it equals to 4 right there. Okay, first I multiply divide the vector by 7. So this is a unit vector. And then I multiply by the unit vector by 4. And then the length is supposed to be equal to 4. So we square that. 7 times 7 is 49. 24 times 24, 576. 14 times 14, 196. And then 12 times 12 is 144. And then you add all of them. 576 plus 196 plus 144. And then you have 916. What is the square root of 916? I must make a mistake right here because this one is the right answer. Oh, you know what? Here. 4 and 2. Gotcha. 8. So this is 8. And then erase that. This is 8. And then erase that. This is 8. Oh, no. This is 64. And then we add them again. 576 plus 64 plus 144. We have 784 divided by 49. Then that will be a 16. So let's erase the 916. So add them. The sum is equals to 784. So we have 784 divided by 49. So that is equals to square root of 16. Then that is equals to 4, which is exactly what the problem is asking. The length must be equal to 4. Alright, so that is the end of this video. When you deal with big numbers, always check your work. Check the magnitude, make sure you get everything right on the homework and on the test. Alright, so that is the end of this video. If you think my instruction is helpful, my steps are clear, let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share the video for me, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I see you all in the next one. Signing out for now.